The living Dayton, everyone. So every summer it brings the dangerous and harmful sun's rays.
That is right. And joining us now to give us some tips on skincare is Marta Rey. She is the president of Marta Rey European and Clinical Skincare. So welcome, Marta. It's always good to have you back.
Well, thank you, ladies. You're wonderful.
Well, you're wonderful because you're so full of knowledge. Let's just get right into it.
Energy, yes.
So let's start with, we were talking about the difference between UVA and UVB rays and how that can be confusing.
Yes, I think most consumers are confused about what a UVA and UVB, because usually when you go to look for a sunscreen at the store, you need to look for a full spectrum sunscreen.
Yeah.
That means it's going to protect you from UVA rays, which are the long rays of the sun, and those rays cause skin damage, skin cancer, discoloration, and lines and wrinkles.
Yeah.
And then also we had the UVB rays, okay, and those rays are the short rays, and those are the ones that cause burning. Okay, so the full
didn't know that difference.
Yeah, so you need to look for a full spectrum sunscreen that
so
will
like
cover
what we have here,
both. Yes,
would cover it.
Yes. Now, usually what happens is when some people go looking for products, they're looking for a higher. You know, they go from at least you have to have a 25 or the 30.
Okay.
Okay.
At the very least.
Yeah. SPF means you know how long you can stay in the sun before you start burning. Okay. Sun protection factor. So now the Food and Drug Administration put those labels 30 years ago, but did not cover the UVA protection. So that's why now, if you go to the stores, you definitely need to look for full spectrum. Okay. Now,
so that's the difference.
That's the difference. Now, when it comes to how much, you know, like a 15 or a 30 or a 45 or a 50 or a 70. Now, the Food and Drug Administration at the end of this year in December is going to change all labeling of the products, and it actually products, for example, they say waterproof.
Yes.
They are not going to say, they're not going to say any more waterproof, and they're going to say water resistant instead.
Now, speaking of the products, talk really quickly here about some of the selections we have. This one is a really new idea. It's the first time I've seen this.
Right. So this is wonderful. People usually say, well, how much sunscreen should I apply? I go to that in a minute. That's where I brought the little spoons there.
Oh, let's go to that right now.
Okay, you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, most people say, well, how much do I apply? Usually in the face, you need to apply a whole teaspoon. And for the full body, usually 1 or 2 tablespoons.
That's a lot.
That's a lot, because usually people use a little bit, but then they use enough.
And then speaking of applying it to your face, please talk about this, because this is so cool.
Okay, this is a new generation sunscreen.
Yeah, I like
so
it.
you put your cream sunscreen in the morning underneath your moisturizer, but then what happens when you need to read it? Because sunscreen should be repeated.
You don't want to have to take off your makeup.
Yeah, you should repeat it every 2 hours. What do? Well, this takes care of it. It's a powder,
translucent powder.
Translucent powder. So you can actually take it out of your purse or carry in your purse and apply it
over your makeup.
Over your makeup, which is wonderful.
I love it. And then really quickly here,
and then really quickly, you need to make sure that sun protection is not about sunscreen. It's also about you need to cover yourself with a full hat. Then it will be 2 or 3 inches, you know, across or around, and then your sunglasses for sure. And then what I want to say, a lot of people use cups, but there are hot spots in the body that the sun gets you first, which is the face, the shoulders, the ears, and the neck. So you need to protect you. And if you do it right, the American Cancer Society actually now embraced a slogan from the Australian counterparts. The Australian government developed a slogan for people that for cancer prevention going in the sun. It's called a slip, a slot, and a slap. So
there we go.
Slip the hat, a slap on the sun cream, and a slap the hat.
Voila. Thank you so much, Marta.
You're welcome.
Now don't go anywhere. Still to come on